Welcome to another exciting David Pollack show. Tonight we're talking about the Super Bowl. Probably not too much about the performance, more about who was there, what happened before the big event, during the big event, during the halftime of the big event, the big winners, the big losers, and all that fun stuff. Plus, we're going to be talking about all the latest news, more executive orders being signed, and friends of ours were there to watch it, and all of that is coming up tonight on the David Pollack show.
Americans are feeling the squeeze, struggling with the cost of everything from gas.
How do you feel about the economy? Raising interest rates.
Iran's most intense strike ever against Israel.
Get up, puppet.
What, Dave? What?
We got work to do.
Puppet Carlson reporting for duty. I'm driving, Dave.
You're not driving.
I am driving, Dave. I'm in the Cybertruck.
Fine.
I'm going to regret this.
All right, I don't know about this. Are you sure you want to try to drive?
Dave, Elon made this sucker to drive itself.
All right.
Let's boogie. I got this, man.
Can you even reach the pedals?
Sit down and cool it.
Puppet, pick a lane.
Chill out, Dave. I'm a non-binary driver.
Let's get to work.
Wait up, Dave. I'm the star of this show.
Welcome to another exciting David Pollack show featuring my plush... What the heck was that confetti? My plush patriotic pal, Puppet. How are you doing tonight, Puppet Carlson?
I'm doing great, Dave. Glad to be here with you after I was gone last week. So I'm glad to be back on the show so that, we can have a good show.
I know. I wish I could tell you I miss you, but...
I know you want to. You missed me, Dave.
I know. It was quieter. Things were a lot more orderly.
Yeah,
everybody was able to get a word in edge. What does that even mean? I hate when people say that, by the way. Can't get a word in edgewise. What you ever thought about what getting a word in edgewise even means?
Can't get a word in edgewise. I mean, right. I guess you can't even get it in from the side.
I guess, but it's just one of those things people say all the time. I can't even get a word in edgewise. Who even came up with that statement, and why do people say it? I don't know.
I can't even get a word in Pollock-wise.
Yeah, well, it's my job to keep you in your box and only let you out at scripted moments so that you don't frighten the audience.
Well, you know what? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm here for comedy, Dave.
I know, and you're not doing a very good job lately. I don't know, Papa. We're gonna have to. What? You're right. Well, I'm just saying, you got to work on it, man.
You just forgot because I wasn't here last week.
I haven't
unfunny show, and then you're like, "Oh, we're serious now."
Well, I haven't had one belly laugh ever. You've never made me belly laugh.
That is not true, Dave.
Shouldn't I belly laugh? Don't I deserve to belly laugh?
Sure, Dave. Yeah.
Anyhow, Puppet,
you're weird, Dave.
You've been gone a long time, and
a
week. And while you were in your box, a lot of things happened. Obviously, last week we were talking about the Grammys. We've been talking about a lot of fun stuff lately, right? We had the music of MAGA, which was a lot of fun because I got to talk to a lot of the musicians that we've been able to go and see during the whole political movement. Then last week we talked about the Grammys. And that was a lot of fun only because the Grammys aren't a music show anymore. It's really I guess you can call it like a cultural world's fair of wokeism. It's really not about music. It's about whether or not you fit into their cultural ideology. And if you do, you win awards. And that's how Beyonce was able to become the country artist of the year somehow.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, Dave.
It's the weirdest thing ever. And then Shabuzi, I think, was the other person who got like some kind of country. I'm like, there was no actual country performers that won any country awards. But Shakira, I think she's probably the only Latin singer there, won the Latin award. Could you imagine if Taylor Swift won the Latin Grammy? What do you think would happen?
Surprise me, Dave.
Well, anyway, speaking of Taylor Swift, and this is what we're going to talk about tonight because we got another sort of cultural show because last night was the Super Bowl LIX. Super Bowl LIX. That's what it was. LIX. Super Bowl LIX.
Yeah, it did lick, Dave.
It did lick. And
behind hole.
Right. A lot of
Dave. Lick the old man hole.
Nope. Not going there, puppy. Remember, we're a serious show now.
Oh, yeah, right.
And so, of course, we could talk about the score itself, but nobody tunes in our show to talk about sports or the product on the field. They tune in us. Well, I don't know why the hell they watch us, but
Me.
I have to assume they do because they want to talk about politics. And so there was some politics on display amidst all the culture. And tonight I have a very special guest who's going to talk about all of that with us. Puppet, did you know that?
I did. And
You
I'm
did?
excited.
And this is a very exciting special guest.
My
I
new
found her
girlfriend.
just for you. It seems Playboy magazine once called her a celebrity whisperer. She used to be a red carpet journalist for a bunch of big magazines in Hollywood. She's interviewed everybody way more interesting than us. Again, I don't know why these people come on our show. I'm flattered that she's here. I'm worried she's not going to talk to me ever again after this. But
She's
she is
also a
now the
puppet whisperer, I heard.
What's that?
I called her the puppet whisperer.
She might be the puppet whisperer. Now she's the host of Talk to Me Taylor, and she is here to talk to us. And you can catch her on YouTube and Instagram. And so I'm excited to welcome to the David Pollock Show featuring Puppet Carlson, Miss Taylor. Welcome.
Hi. Well, thank you for that lovely introduction. And, I'm a free speech, free expression, transparency gal. So before I proceed with this live stream, in the fine, print, I swear that I saw that I would get a ride with Puppet Carlson in aforementioned Tesla after this. So if that's not happening, then I'm cutting my stream off right now.
No, it'll happen.
Okay.
I can make that happen, Taylor. I can do it.
Okay,
I can drive
perfect.
that thing.
I'll tell you what, I'll be the puppet whisperer after tonight. So
Sounds perfect.
What would you whisper to Puppet if you had to whisper something to him?
David, that is off the record.
Okay, well, we'll talk.
Yes.
We'll have to talk about that at the break.
Something like, don't David. You don't need David.
Right.
Right. Come hither, child. So
Me and you could have a much better show.
Exactly.
We don't need David.
That's what Puppet would say.
I'll just I'll summon the ghost of Epstein and and coerce Puppet Carlson. No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm avoiding prison and anything Clinton related at this point.
You're like, who invited this girl? Though
Yeah.
I'm so excited to join you guys. And listen, I'm ready to play ball on and off the Super Bowl fields. And I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. So before I get into the Super Bowl,
Yes.
I wanted to talk a little bit about your career because you're not a typical political guest and you've had a really interesting career. You've got to talk to a lot of very cool people. And so I want you to, if you wouldn't mind, tell me a little bit about how you got started in this world, how you became the celebrity whisperer,
Yes.
and how you got here.
It is my pleasure. So you will love this and your audience will love this. I wasn't a typical bought in red carpet reporter. I was calling the BS, you mentioned this in your intro, of Hollywood and the elites and all this out from the beginning, from the inside. So I started as a journalist for VH1 and I had called out Chrissy Teigen, right? Who is the woke princess. And I called her out for being a big Twitter bully. And it was sort of, David and Puppet Carlson, cancel culture before its time, because she caught wind of it, tried to get me fired. I was suspended. The piece was taken down. And in light of it all, I walked away and I quit out of principle. Again, Don't tell me what I can and can't say. So I started a career as red carpet reporting. Same kind of thing, was a little bit of a ball buster. I was working for the biggest outlets, Vulture, Bustle, Hollywood Reporter, Fandango, you name it. And I had my own site where I would go on these big premieres, award shows, red carpets with a selfie stick and humanize and get into the real with the biggest, A-listers. And so what have you, but COVID hits, eradicates all of Hollywood. So I start my show. And it was originally called Cancel Me Baby. And the whole idea is, again, cancel me, I dare you, calling out the left, the right, and getting huge names in along for the ride. Now it's Talk to Me Taylor, but I've interviewed everybody from Tucker Carlson, Dave Portnoy, Riley Gaines, Josh Duhamel, to really say the things that we're all thinking behind closed doors. And a fun little, full circle moment with Chrissy Teigen, what happened, but her whole cyberbullying scandal came to light. And I wrote an op-ed about it in USA Today saying, I called it years ago. However, cancel culture doesn't help anybody. It just goes round and round. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Yeah.
I've always wanted to pinch her cheeks. right? Doesn't she?
They are ripe for. They are kind of ripe for pinching, huh?
Yeah, she's pinchable cheeks, but not that it matters. But anyhow, I think if you pinch her cheeks, she would have been upset with you even more.
Yeah, probably. I mean, she has pinchable cheeks, but they're a little overshadowed by horrible politics and just a bad attitude and not so nice on the inside.
Pus comes out.
Oh, puppet!
Exactly.
You just ruined it. You just ruined it. So going from that and really having those interesting conversations with a lot of Hollywood, I have a question for you about that, and then I want to bring it over to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Did you find that a lot of Hollywood, and because we know a few folks who just we the studios up and left LA and we're like, screw this, we're starting something conservative here.
Yeah.
Did you find that a lot of Hollywood really is kind of feeling trapped in that box too, and they can't really speak their mind because of this mafia of wokeism?
Yes. And that is, I mean, it became insufferable what I was doing at the end. And again, I was doing it. I feel like I caught the last of the heyday. I was there between 2015 and 2020. I can't tell you, because what I was doing was really sort of unorthodox and out of the box. It wasn't e-news going, how's your outfit? Or propagating any woke BS today. It was really getting into the nitty gritty, like we're sitting at a bar and I'm here with my selfie stick, right? And they're all into it. So their whole entourage, their brains are melting. Like, what the hell is this? We did not sign up for this. And you could tell, David, even then, their arms were completely tied because they were like, I want to be so truthful about this, but I know I will get, I've cancel culture on my ass. I will get reamed out. Like, it's just not worth it. So you could tell they were always walking on eggshells. Either that or they're bought in to the nonsense. So completely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then turning things over to the Super Bowl, because as you heard when you were backstage, we talked about the Grammys last week and all the BS there, and it really wasn't. And my kids who listen to music were all like, "But I don't understand how these people win." I'm like, they're not judging them based on their musical talent or their ability. They're judging them based on how they fit in to what they're supposed to be as singers. And unfortunately, all of the featured pop singers were all naked and gyrating and do all kinds of things that, where 13-year-olds look up to that now. And now we have the Super Bowl. And this was so interesting about last night. And here, if I can find this clip for you, because I have a few clips, but this one I thought was interesting. And here, check it out.
That would be history already in the building tonight, as President Donald Trump becomes the first sitting U.S. president ever to attend a Super Bowl game live. When we come back, we'll make our...
So it's Trump walking into the first time a president ever goes to a sitting president goes to a Super Bowl. And I thought about this because before, or I guess it was after President Trump took this field and was waving at everybody and people are cheering and he was watching the game. I don't know if you could have seen, I don't think you could see in that video clip, but the players continued to warm up. Everybody was kind of still in Super Bowl mode. Even President Trump being there wasn't the biggest thing that was, if you went to a college football game, everybody stops, cheers. I mean, the whole place is like, oh my God, that's President Trump. I don't care what kind of football game this is, right? But at the Super Bowl, it was almost like, and I think this is why no sitting president ever goes to the Super Bowl. It was almost like they didn't care that he was there. I mean, some people cheered, but he was just one of the things that was there. Like I said, players kept warming up. I think only one Kansas City Chiefs player came out and shook his hand. Everybody else is doing their stretches. And, you would think, what in typical Donald Trump fandom, like he walks out and the whole world stops, right? But then, of course, you see all these famous actors and actresses and musicians, A-listers, and really at what, $8 million a commercial and $20,000 a seat or however much it costs to go sit at that football game to watch some of the things that we're going to talk about later. And I even have, you know what, let's show this now, and then I'll ask you a question. She mouthed, what is going on? Because she even got me booed.
Me? Taylor Swift?
Yeah, getting booed? So that's the environment, right? You have like all of this going on. And so my first question to you, and I wanted to ask, President Trump ran as a man of the people. Like, you know, yes, he's a billionaire, but he's the working man's billionaire. To have President Trump there in his box watching the game, people like Lindsey Graham tweeting or posting how excited they were to be there with him being there. Do you think, I'm struggling with this one. Do you think it diminishes his brand in some way being there, or do you think it kind of gives it to the people and it's like, I'm here too? How did you interpret that?
Oh, the latter.
Yeah.
And I am so not the person who is going to be tooting Trump's horn, horn every move he makes, right? Like,
Right.
I'm so not that, righty, right, conservative kind of person. But I thought that this was so badass, and it's so like on brand with Trump, like not doing anything a former president has done, doing it his own way, and being the billionaire of the people. And I have to say, David, I thought that the different fan reactions, the contrast between Taylor Swift getting mercilessly booed and Trump, when he was brought on, right, he was cheered. There was a little bit of booing, but mostly cheering. And I thought, wow, on a bigger, again, maybe I'm intellectualizing this too much, but I'm just thinking at the, the cultural big picture and the temperature. I feel like this totally captures where we're at right now, right? You have Taylor Swift, who is this perpetual victimized, feminist, whatever, writing about all her woes and sorrows in her songs. In contrast with the Trump, which, love him or hate him, is the ultimate symbol right now of overcoming, of resilience, literally getting shot at and coming out on top. And to me, that's what translated to me, and that was the bigger picture to me. So whether people or players want to get their picture with Bradley Cooper or with Trump, it's like they are all saving their own ass anyway. We know that. Look at how the people responded, and I feel like that says everything.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I thought it was I'll say a gangster move of Trump. He risked everything. He could have been booed like Taylor Swift when she's what is happening? Trump could have been booed, but he's so confident that he knew he could walk out and he would get more cheers than anything else. And of course he did. And he did a really nice thing too. He met with the families of the victims of that terrorist attack there in New Orleans on New Year's Eve. And I do think him bringing there gave, and then with the planes flying over, and of course the fantastic national anthem, which I'll play later, you did get the feeling that America's back. And by the way, I think the Eagles winning Philadelphia, the birthplace of our republic, and then seeing Travis Kelce cry, and it just felt like last night was supposed to happen the way it was supposed to happen, right?
No, I thought that it was totally baller. And again, love him or hate him, he is somebody who has defied everything that they tried to do to persecute the media, going after him, literally shooting at him, mugshot, rated, like everything. And you just saw the sweep of people. I think he just represents going against the establishment and being the outsider. And it's like, what says that better than being the first sitting president to be amongst the crowd at the Super Bowl? Like, totally on brand and totally badass, I think.
Yeah, I love it. It was a very exciting night. Now, of course, it wasn't without controversy. At the beginning of course, before in the pregame, they had what they call the Black National Anthem. Some people are making an issue of that, saying the George Floyd era is over. They don't need that. Then, of course, the halftime show had its own controversy. People were making an issue out of the fact that there were no white people or anybody besides, I guess, black people performing with Kendrick. And I couldn't understand damn word he was saying, but that's not controversial. That's just my problem. But so a lot of people were making issues out of that today. And I want to talk about that with you and the panel right after the break. You good with that?
Let's go. Put me in coach.
All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about this right after the break. We're going to get everybody's take on the controversy of halftime and the other performances right after this on The David Pollack Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'm Scotty Cahill, and I'm the founding partner at FinSec Life. FinSec Life is an independent agency that works with a multitude of carriers that brings the best pricing to each client we serve. with their 40 plus years of experience in the industry, allows us to deliver unique results to each individual client. We do not get paid until your policy is placed, until you have your insurance. So we will do the work. We will ensure that everything is taken care of, whether you get the best pricing, whether you get treated fairly by the underwriting team. If you have an existing policy and you want to know whether the policy is performing as it should, or if you have additional needs for insurance, please contact us at 321-800-3901, and we'll be happy to quote you on a new insurance. The phone number again is 321-800-3901, and the website is finseclife.com, financialsecurityforlife.com.
In today's fast-paced world, effective communication is the backbone of successful businesses. Are outdated systems and high costs slowing you down? Switch to Public Telephone Company for cutting-edge voice-over IP solutions. Enjoy seamless connectivity, unparalleled reliability, and significant cost savings. Tailor-made voice-over IP solutions designed for your business needs. Join countless businesses in transforming your communication with Public Telephone Company. Public Telephone Company. Revolutionize the way you connect.
I am so sick of this woke crap.
Let's watch TV for normal people.
A super influencer is someone that takes the cause that they fight for, whether it's social media, networking, partnerships, and just dominates that movement with it. Let's get into today's episode.
We got to build a chicken coop today.
We have 4 beautiful children that we adopted.
Anytime you're out there with your kids, it's teaching them to be a productive member of society. And let's herd them like cattle, boys and girls. Come on. We take race out of it. We parent based off principles.
We're going to take everyone's phone so they can sit and actually talk to each other. This is the kitchen fight for sure.
My name's Tito Ortiz.
Get some!
Everybody knows me from the fighting world.
Real.
But I'm also an avid fisherman.
Tito Ortiz got his sea monster.
Hello! Hey guys, it's Conservative Ant.
I'm Kendall in Kentucky.
I'm Blake Reynolds.
I'm the Patriot Barbie.
I'm Amber Nicole Ortiz.
Check out the first and only non-woke entertainment.
Only on We the Studios.
You have daughters cheerleading, then you have parents chopping off their breasts.
There's so much to do to save America.
Yo! You're back. Thank you guys for Papa likes this song. Thanks for sticking around for after the break. This sound means it's panel time. So after our break, we always play this little ditty, get everybody excited to bring in the panel as we introduce everybody. Now, in order of appearance, I don't give anybody preference. It depends on who signs in earlier. And tonight, Savvy did. Welcome, Politically Savvy. I'll introduce her to you, Taylor, and to the rest of the world.
Great.
She was
my new Tay-Tay. I like it.
She was involved in the Trump campaign, did a lot of work in Georgia, helped deliver that state, and now she's gracing our panel with her positivity and brilliant takes. And, of course, we have my favorite, Ali Leger. Ali Leger is a superstar. I don't know why she comes on our show anymore. She was just at the White House for the signing of the No Men.
Oh, wow.
No men pretending to be women in sports. And she did a lot of great work. Moms for America, and she has a billion different shows. And we're super excited that she's here. And so, welcome, ladies. It's panel time on the David Pollack Show.
Hello.
Hi. What's up, lady?
Wow. Hey, Puppet.
How you doing, girl?
Oh God, Puppet, leave them alone. So,
Hi, Ellie.
So before the break, we were talking about the Super Bowl, and we were talking about, I guess, what it looked like to see Trump there versus all the idiot celebrities there, and the statement it was making. And then I, in hopefully a clever way to make the audience go, "Ooh, I have to stick around for the break," talked about the halftime show. And by the way, YouTube's probably going to say you can't air this show on our network now because of all this stuff is copyrighted, because if you play anything sports related, YouTube kills you. But here is the subject of conversation. Check it out.
But now I can seize the government too. Remember the fools, them color was tan and brown, but now the 100 is blue. Remember I said I'm the greatest back when you debated the number 1 and number 2. Topic was always hilarious to me. You carried them to me, I brought out the fast. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Someone better squabble up.
Is it me or is this not a thing? And I just don't get it. Maybe it's not about
Allie. What's wrong, Allie?
I was gonna say, David, you look just. I could have sworn you were one of those backup dancers. You must still be out of breath from your big night last night.
Well, he does a lot of heavy panting.
Spinning image.
David does a lot of that heavy panting on the show.
Did Kendrick say?
I could see, but look at this panel. I mean,
Want to know?
Did Kendrick say something about a puppet? I didn't understand a damn word he said, but it sounded like he said something about a puppet. He said something like, "Somebody bring my puppet to me." Something.
DEI. Actually, wait. Is Puppet Carlson the DEI hire for the
PEI.
puppet
PEI.
role of your show? Okay.
PEI. Puppet equity and inclusion.
Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that squared away. Allie, I saw you do a face palm, so I am just.
That's what she does anytime she's anywhere with me. It's just the way, literally, it's the way she just walks around.
I don't think it was about you, Dave. Not everything on the show is about you.
It's my show. Everything's about me.
I'm sorry. No, it's about the ladies when they come on your show, David.
Yeah.
You know it's the lady takeover. It's the lady takeover 30 minutes. That's just how it works.
All right. Well, ladies,
part of the show,
since you're taking over, Taylor, you're special guest. I'm going to give you the first shot at what we saw last night at the halftime show. Give me your take, and then I'm going to send it around the horn here. Oh, God, take it away. I purposely went to break early so I can come back because I knew there's going to be a lot of conversation about this, and I wanted to get it all in. So go ahead.
Here's my thing, and this is, as we established in the first portion of the show, someone who has a background in mainstream media and was calling out the nonsense from the beginning. What cracks me up about this, on Rotten Tomatoes, how you have like the highbrow critic score and then the audience score? That was this Kendrick Lamar performance, okay? You have literally every single mainstream outlet is like, we need to give where is the Pulitzer? Where is the Nobel? This is the most amazing. We are flabbergasted. This is the most amazing artistic performance of the Super Bowl we've ever seen. You go to the audience score and it's like, what did I just watch? Like, what actually happened? So this is you had Samuel L. Jackson, you had, the Serena Williams crip walk. Look, I'm not going to get into the weeds of all of the political undertones here. My thing is mainstream media, stop trying to tell us this is the best thing that we've ever seen. I mean, if you think it is cool, but don't try to tell us that if we don't like it, that we're racist. I'm not a racist. I just didn't love this. Next.
I didn't love it either, just so we're clear.
Oh, well, go ahead, Allie. Tell
now, Allie,
what's your Rotten Tomatoes score, Allie?
Are you black? Because you have to love it.
Girl, I am the white supremacist in blackface. And everyone thinks I'm black, but I'm actually Latina. So it's fine. It's fine. Okay. I will just go with it.
Well, you're still accepting that invitation, though, aren't you?
Yes, I do have an invitation. I'm going back up to the White House for Black History Month, so I'll be black tomorrow.
Do you say you'll be black or black tomorrow?
I said I'll be
both.
Black.
Be both.
No, I'm kidding. So yeah, not about the White House, but so
what's your take, Allie?
I don't think it was the best performance I've ever seen. I mean, if you saw Prince, or I don't know, Michael Jackson, no. Kendrick Lamar, this was kind of like a wink and a nod to him because he won like some Grammy for best album, but his album was not, this one was not up to par like the others were. I'm a creative though, so I love lyrics and I look at the undertones. Like there are some political undertones to his music. There is something, I think there's a line in one of his songs that says, you know, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. And that's literally Trump. I mean, Trump listens to rap. He's influenced rap.
Yeah.
He's bailed out and assisted rappers who've been caught unfairly by the justice system, which is why they all rap about him and they all want to be him. He has influenced culture at a level that I don't think anybody else has. So that just one line, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence, is 1000%, I feel like, appropriate. Especially with him being in the being president and then being the first president to ever, join a football Super Bowl game. And then if you think about it, also that liberty undertone, right? You have Philadelphia, the birthplace of like all things liberty. So I'm glad the Eagles won. I did not love this performance. I do like that there was red, white, and blue. It was great. I like that there were just. For that kind of audience, you have to have music that like everybody can kind of understand or know, or pays homage to the city in which you're in. So I think a better option probably would have been Outkast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Orleans. I mean, they could have played homage to all kinds of people. They could have brought Tim.
Yeah. A big brass band would have been awesome, like a giant brass band,
and everybody knows Outkast songs. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Super Bowl is supposed to be like generational music, where 0 to like 69 understand what song is being played. Not everybody listens to Kendrick Lamar. Like, not everyone. Right. So I think it was lost on most of the audience.
Now, Savvy, a lot of people were saying that he was actually disrespecting Trump in front of him and having Samuel L. Jackson there dressed like Uncle Sam and having it was more of a statement with an all-black
So do we care about DEI or do we not care about DEI? Like, can we not, conservatives, please pick a fucking lane?
They were making a big deal that it was anti-American. They said that it was a choice to not have any diversity on the stage, and it was really pointing out inequity in America. And a lot of people pointed out the fact that the national anthem was sung by a black man and they had the black national anthem beforehand. And so when you were watching this, did you walk away with that, or are you just like, I don't know what the hell this guy just said?
No, I did. That is not the first thing at all that occurred to me. First of all, let me get some white chicks up there and see if we can dance like that. I can't. Okay.
Put me up there. You already saw that.
I know how you, I know how you.
I'm going to barf right now.
No. Again, just what Allie said. I love the red, white, and blue. I love the flags.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I was watching with my 13-year-old daughter, my mini, and I was so glad that I got this on camera. She's like, "This is so boring," and she is a fan of Kendrick Lamar. Okay,
yeah.
And the whole time.
Wasn't his best performance.
No, she was saying, and she waited to the very end to the 2 songs, that I guess everyone knew. And she's like, "That's not even good." I'm like, "I know. He's telling us to turn the TV off. He gets it. He knows it's terrible." But no, I didn't take it like that in the least. Like that's ridiculous statement.
But now let me show you.
The president was already gone.
Well, let me show you though. Let me show you this was what was on X this morning. Basically saying what happened with DEI. Where's the inclusivity? Other people were saying this is even Larry Elder. Larry Elder says white couples in commercials.
I'm not going to speak on him, but I'll speak on the other guy. I can't speak on Larry.
I'm just saying there wasn't just white people saying that this was it. I saw a lot of our black influencers saying that this was, that they were pointing out the hypocrisy of the lack of diversity. Was it just an opportunity? Or
no, I think that's a ridiculous talking point. I really do. I mean, we saw last year, was it Alicia Keys, Usher, I think Outkast. I don't remember seeing a white
last year. Wasn't it the West Coast? Wasn't last year the West Coast?
East Coast?
West Coast throwback?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was all Atlanta people, wasn't it?
No, it was all West Coast people. Didn't they have like Dr. Dre and all these people? Was that last year?
We've all just suppressed it in our memories.
I thought it was the West. I thought it was Dr. Dre and Snoop and everybody last year.
I thought that was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
J-Lo and Shakira, most memorable in the last 5 to 10 years.
That was 2020. Yep.
Prove me otherwise.
That was 2020.
You know, David, I feel like, and I'm curious for your guys' thoughts on this, right? Like big picture, I really feel like it comes down to how much political messaging do we want in entertainment? Again, being a free speech girl, I'm not opposed to it. But it's also like we want to be. It's a Super Bowl halftime. It's so iconic in American culture. It's like we want to like know every song, and like if we don't, we're still entertained because we don't care. We're just having so much fun, right? And it's like this wasn't that. So the political thing, I mean, I don't know. That's almost case by case. My issue is, and you guys are kind of getting at this, how both sides go so hard. Like I have seen conservatives being like, oh, it's all Black dancers holding up the American flag. I'm like, who gives a shit? But then you have, what is it, Anna Navarro on The View, literally like, quote, joking, because it's not actually even funny, saying that Trump is now going to ban any Black performer from the Super Bowl. It's like everybody literally get the biggest grip. What are we even talking about? So that's where I feel like both sides just in their extreme ways lose the plot.
Right. I agree.
Right.
Oh, I hear that. Yay, Fort Bragg. Although I did like the name Fort Liberty.
I did
but
too.
Fort Bragg is back. Yay.
Well, yeah, that's an excellent point, Taylor. Look, I put out a post this morning. I think there's something really going on that people aren't paying attention to unless they're really closely paying attention right after the election. And I've only known this because I so happen to try to ramp up my Twitter, and because I've been doing X forever. Then I was like, I need to build up TikTok and Instagram because I was at AmFest and all these influencers have Instagram. None of them have X, which is funny. And then I'll be like, yeah, I got, I'm on X, and then they're like, we have no followers on X, but we have like 50 billion followers on TikTok and Instagram. I'm like, what the heck?
Why?
All right, well, I need an Instagram account. So I started putting some effort into building Instagram and TikTok just so I was hanging out with influencers. They weren't like, ugh, X. But even though they don't come to X because it's hard to build a following here. So we're, shh. Anyway,
if you don't love Hamas, good luck building a following on TikTok. So you've been warned. You've been warned.
That's next week's show on David Pollack Show, featuring Papa Carlson. So, but here's the thing. What I noticed between pre-election, I would say pre-inauguration and post-inauguration, because it was after the election that I started trying to build the platforms. What I noticed is right after inauguration day, everything shifted. And although my pro-Trump posts do better on both Instagram and TikTok now, where they used to just disappear, I'd say Trump and it would get one view. Now they get a lot of views. But what I noticed was, and I saw this on X too, by the way, literally the day after the election on X, I noticed, and I heard this was going to happen, I noticed a ton of oppositional sort of small, what I'm calling bot accounts. They might be real people, but they're not real people. And any post that I posted on X after the election immediately was hit with like 20 or 30 tiny accounts saying terrible things either about me or about Trump, like instantly. And
yeah,
like,
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Right. And that's never happened before. And then Instagram and TikTok, same thing. So I noticed right after inauguration day, flooding. I mean, I'll get lots of views, but there are all these people who are like, I'll get a lot of views and thumbs up and hearts from people who love Trump. But all these comments, I feel like the Democrats now, and maybe not even just Democrats, because by the way, guys, other people hate America besides Democrats. You have foreign governments that like to see the United States sort of tear itself apart.
Facts.
And you have to be really careful now because they're very sophisticated. They look and they sound like Americans, but they're not. But meanwhile, they're just saying the right things. And there's also foreign people who do this too, by the way. I've seen their accounts and they're quite large, who like to little drop things into our narrative. And that becomes what we talk about. It becomes our news cycle. And it also starts to seed sort of the way we start to think about things. And immediately after last night's Super Bowl, like I told you, some very large accounts Immediately, you started seeing, where are the white people? This is racist, this and that, this and that. And I stopped. And so I did a post today. And I said, pause. Because MAGA started getting into it. Because what MAGA does is they think, okay, somebody attacks President Trump, I got to react. Yeah. And immediately start attacking, go pause, hit the brakes. Dan Bongino's 48-hour rule. Because I don't think MAGA had an issue with last night. MAGA doesn't look at a stage full of black dancers and goes, man, we're the white people. That's what Democrats do. Democrats go, we're the white people, but we can't say this. Let's pretend we're MAGA and say it. Because that, and then before you know it, that becomes the narrative. And I go, wait, this doesn't make it. And then MAGA falls for it. Don't get me wrong. But I put this post out today, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. It's not black America that's trying to cancel white America. It's white America that's trying to cancel white America, but it's not white America. It's white liberals.
It's white liberal Karen.
Women.
It is white liberal Karen.
Correct.
It is white liberal Karen.
White liberals want to cancel white America.
Ugly bitches.
And white liberals and their I can say this on my show, and their bitch-ass husbands are sitting there in the cutting rooms of Hollywood saying, this is the commercial we're going to feature. This is the artist we're going to feature. And then when they're putting together the choreography, they go, these are the people you're going to have. They're trying to control the narrative just like they did by giving Beyonce Country Album of the Year. They didn't do it because she's good at country. They did it because they wanted a bunch of white people to go, see, that's racist. This is what they do, and we have to be smarter than that because Trump had the largest black vote ever in history for a Republican, and yet they go, this is a problem for us. Black people are starting to turn their backs on our bullshit policies that are destroying our neighborhoods. This is what they're afraid of, and they're going to try to divide us. They're going to do it on every issue they possibly can, because even gays are like, we don't care. We like money just like everybody else does, and Biden was terrible for us. So now they're like, well, we lost on the trans issue. The Jews are, well, I don't know what to do about them anymore because now they like Trump too. They have to constantly find issues and ways to divide us, and that's what you're seeing on TV. That's what you saw in the halftime show. That's what you saw at the Grammys. That's my take on it. But it was entertaining. And I learned a new dance move. What's a crip walk?
Great take, David. Great take.
What's a crip walk?
It signifies that you belong to that set. Don't do it.
Wait, so
she was like,
so people were claiming sets last night at the
What does that even mean?
So it means you're part of a gang, and that's the gang that you belong to when you do that. Yeah, right.
So
like
Venus,
MAGA gang.
Venus
I'm
is
sorry, this is a cult, not a gang.
Wait, is MAGA Venus gang. A crip? Is Venus a crip?
No,
she's from Compton. That's where it started, and I think it has this like complex history because it's both like celebratory move that was created in the 70s, but also, as Ali said, associated with the Crips. So when Serena did it at the Olympics in 2012, it was a whole thing. Yeah.
Got it. So don't walk like a Crip by accident, unless I'm claiming that.
By accident.
Okay. Got it.
By accident. I got a couple of thoughts on this, but I'll let Allie finish that Crip thought.
No, I was
She's
saying
wearing
Serena
green.
Williams
She's wearing green
and
tonight.
Serena and the other, or Venus, whoever she was.
They're twins, I think.
Whoever was there, her and the other lady, I think it's Saza. They both slept with Drake, and I guess that's why they were up there.
But wasn't Kendrick Lamar slamming Drake in the lyrics of the song?
Yeah, he kind of called out like the pedo Hollywood music industry, and then tried to say that Drake was also a pedophile. But I mean, who knows? Honestly, everybody likes a good beef in rap and hip hop, so I don't know. There's so many different ways that this whole thing could have gone that I just think it was a waste of talent,
airtime.
Well, on that note, I got one. I'm going to play a video for you, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
Don't I get to say?
Doesn't Puppet get to say something?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm so sorry, Puppet.
Crippen Carlson.
Dave. I'm the star of this show.
Dave likes to listen to himself talk. So it's like, oh, you know what? More of myself.
Well, you got the floor, Puppet. Better make it good.
Oh, hang on. Fine.
Yeah.
First of all, the NFL has politicized everything it's done. It does. So they have created this problem for themselves because they insert politics whenever possible. So that frame exists when you see a halftime show. So now you're looking at the halftime show with a frame of politics. Well, once you enter a frame of politics, now you're talking about racism and DEI because they've set that as a huge piece of the political puzzle. So they then load the stage with a non-diverse crowd, right? And you were rattling off years of halftime shows. They all had a similar flair and flavor here with a diverse crowd that is not white. Now you got the opportunity to have these conversations. It opens the door for this conversation. Like, well, if we really care about diversity, shouldn't the crowd look more diverse? Shouldn't it have both, races of all types and flavors up on the stages? And of course, maybe they're doing that on purpose so they can wind up the MAGA toys and let them all out and start being outraged. And so then they can blame us for being cult members and weirdos and, stirring shit up. I mean, so this is they've created the perfect petri dish for a political dispute. And then they load it they feed it to us, and they watch us scramble. And we really have to be careful not to be the puppets of the political movement and not allow ourselves to just fall prey to their psychological warfare. And they do it here, and then they do it on social media with bots, and they're just manipulating our strings, and listen, I know puppets, so they're doing it on purpose, and we're just falling for it. We got to be careful about that. Now, I mean, there are certain conversations that may be worth having, battles may be worth fighting. This one probably isn't it, because the Super Bowl and the whole thing is stupid and whatever. But Trump being there was boss, because Trump is boss, and he can go to the Super Bowl when no other president goes, because does things that no other president does, and he is the president for the people.
Roger that. All right, well, this is a perfect segue into exactly what I wanted to talk about, Pup, and you make up a good point about who is there. Here's this video clip, and then we'll discuss.
Okay, I have a question.
Wait. I got to throw it to you before you ask the question. But go ahead, ask the question. But I'm setting up a segment. But go ahead.
Right. My bad. No. Your show. It's your show, David. It's your show.
I'll throw it to you first. For no specific reason. I'll throw it to you first. There is here's my thing. A lot of people are saying, what's the purpose of having the Black national anthem? We have one American anthem. It's the Star Spangled Banner. That's our national anthem. People are making an issue out of this. This was started during the George Floyd thing, and I don't know if it was intended to be political, so they started playing Lift All Voices Up, or so. What's the name of the actual name of that song?
Lift Every Voice.
Lift Every Voice, right. It's not called the Black National Anthem, it's just people call it the Black National Anthem. Anyway, right. That being said, first I have two questions for the panel. I'm going to send it around to all of you. The first question is, do you care that they perform this song before the game? Does it matter? Again, is it just one of these dog whistles to get MAGA to go, hey, racist? And two, if the NFL, and this is perfectly with what you said, Puppet, because I wanted to ask this question, because this is what Taylor and I spoke about earlier, about the people who are there and how much it costs to be there and the amount of money you have to spend to advertise there and what the Super Bowl is, just like what the Grammys is and the Academy Awards is, what this is. If the NFL is so righteous and caring about the Black community and Black people, how come they don't invite people that aren't rich to come and watch those games from maybe some underserved communities? Why aren't regular people invited to the Super Bowl? Because it's their neighborhoods that produce all the people that are playing on the fields, all the millionaires and billionaires that are at the event. If they care so much, just like that stupid QR code at the Grammys, where all the millionaires and billionaires are sitting around asking the poor people to give millions of dollars to rebuild their mansions. If they really cared about all the voices that they wanted to lift up, why don't they invite them to the Super Bowl? And so, Taylor, I see your hand is up, and then it'll go to Alex. You're really excited. You're jumping out of your chair. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, David, same thing. Ask Selena Gomez why she wouldn't house all of these illegal immigrants.
She was too sad
with her billions of dollars. I mean, gee, It beats me. Listen, everything leading up to this really has my wheels turning in terms of how things are meticulously and purposefully, placed, the bots of it all. And, part of it, I'm a little bit torn. Is it to get MAGA crowd all riled up? Part of it feels a little conspiratorial, but after seeing all the effery with Blake Lively and smear campaigns, I'm sort of like, well, actually, I'm a skeptic now. Like, who is capable of what? So, I think with all of this nonsense, we really have to, you talked before about our foreign adversaries, right? People were all up in arms, like Gracie Abrams, JJ Abrams, that are like that their accounts, automatically followed Trump's after the election. And they're all upset. First of all, you should be informed. I still follow Kamala Harris to my own detriment. Okay. But instead of all of this pettiness, how about we focus on the TikToks, the outside adversaries coming for us? You know what I mean? And I do have thoughts after the other ladies chime in on this, back to the one and only white liberal Karen, from a viral moment. But yeah, I'm curious.
Oh gosh, I love it. You offer your thoughts and then you leave us on a teaser for the next thought. It's very good. Puppet, take notes.
So good.
Go ahead, Allie.
No, I don't know why everybody's up in arms about the song. Like it's a religious hymn, guys. It's not a Black national anthem. Stop calling it that, because they are American, whether you like it or not. And if you're gonna have a problem with Lift Every Voice, then maybe we shouldn't sing America the Beautiful. So if it's America, then it's American song, then just let the dang thing play. Let whoever sings it. Like, there were people that were upset about how different the Star Spangled Banner sounded with this man singing it, but it had a great jazz feel to it because he's in New Orleans. It kind of had that drum cadence of the snare drum, like it would have sounded when the song was first written during the battle, because how did they march into battle with snare drums, y'all? Like, that's just how it sounds. Oh, I can't. And I love that America is a melting pot with different cultures. Different cultures are going to adapt the American Star Spangled Banner to the way that best fits them. We sing it in Spanish. So what? It's still the American Star. It's still Star Spangled Banner. It doesn't matter how it's sung. Just matters.
I have to hear the Star Spangled Banner in Spanish now. This is a new thing. We should get Justin Bieber, and who's that guy who sang Despacito with him?
Oh, no. Louis, what's his name? I don't even think Justin Bieber knows. Okay.
Whatever. We have to get them to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Anyway,
I
just
say, can you see? Could we?
That was a
do
good
this?
song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Savvy?
Yeah, it's just stop being so like upset about stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like Taylor said, like we have homeless veterans that, you know what I'm saying? They're taking their lives. We're up to 45 a day.
Yeah.
Can we please? Are we really going to argue with how the stupid Star Spangled Banner sounded because it wasn't sung by Whitney Houston? Calm down. It's not that serious.
Well said, Allie. You know what? I'm gonna opt in as a Jew next year to sing Tradition from Fiddler on the Roof. And if anyone has anything to say about it, the NFL will hear from me. Okay.
It's like we're so critical. It's like watching the Food Network, and then all of a sudden you start to become a food critic. Like, knock it off.
Yes, I think it's cultivating fake.
Who are you talking to, Taylor? Who are you talking to?
Oh, sorry.
We can all see you. Who are you talking to?
Oh, sorry. My boyfriend, who is also an amazing political host,
he wants to chime in,
came in very enthusiastically with Amazon packages.
He wants to chime in, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's feeling a type of way about Juneteenth around the corner. So no.
Oh my gosh! All right, Savvy, go ahead.
No, it's cultivating fake outrage. I think it doesn't need to happen. It's not a Black national anthem. I will echo what Allie said. It's a hymn. Sing it as such. But when you start to put our national anthem and another one in a box and another one in a box, you are literally creating division. And then those who are not necessarily those who are blissfully unaware, right, are just going to see that and be like, oh, that's a Black national anthem. That's for me. Or this is the national anthem for everyone else, whatever the case may be. And it is causing division, which we have worked within our movement for years to try to stifle and suffocate, because that's not what we are about. Just like what Ali said, the American people, I mean, you cut us open, we bleed the same color, and we're all
white and blue.
Right.
Puppet doesn't. You cut Puppet open, he
and
bleeds
he's like,
cotton.
It's so soft and squishy. Anywho,
did an illegal picket.
Ollie, I was so going there too. I was so going there too.
But
I was so going there.
This is why we're all friends.
Justice for Puppet Carlson.
Yeah.
Don't tell Selena Gomez.
Take our crops.
Puppet was first of all harvested by hardworking Americans in the heartland of America, put together with love with patented fill.
South Carolina.
Yeah. So no, Allie. No illegal immigrant labor was used to make our Puppet Carlson. I don't think.
Mike Lindell doesn't believe in that.
Right.
And I made stuff with My Pillow's patented foam.
Right. And if you want a My Pillow Pat with the patented foam, you can use promo code Pollock and save yourself a bunch of money site wide. So, okay, gosh, I can talk about this for an hour and have clips too. But here's the thing. Yes, and Savvy, you're right. They're putting us into boxes, and this goes back to my original comment. They're doing it on purpose. Put your tinfoil hat back on, Taylor. They're doing it on purpose. All of this was intended to do on purpose. But you know what? If, like Ali says, if we don't care, whatever. Like, it's a nice song. If it's just like I said this, you know how people started saying, no, it's not Kamala, it's Kamala. No, it's not Kamala, it's Kamala. You're saying it wrong. You're saying it the racist way. So instead of being belligerent about it and saying, I'm saying Kamala, I go, okay, fine. Kamala. Wait, yeah, Kamala. That's the right way she wanted people to say it. I didn't take the damn bait. Now I'll call Kamala all day long because they can't call me anything about it because she's not even relevant anymore.
Gonamala.
But the point, Gonmala, Bin Mallow. Anyway, the Bin Mallow. It's a combination of like Bin Laden and the Spanish word for bad, mallow, and so she's Bin Mallow. So.
Yeah, that's bad. Mine was bad. Yours is worse.
So listen, I want to keep talking about the
terrible.
I want to keep talking about the Super Bowl.
Mallow is definitely not Spanish for bad.
Isn't it?
That means
Mallow?
marshmallow.
Right.
You know, first you got the mallow. No.
Malamar Lago. Look, I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking about the Super Bowl.
You keep skipping me though. You keep moving on without saying Puppet.
Sorry. Puppet?
I don't have a lot to add because I know you want to keep talking.
Puppet?
He missed the Justice for Puppet hashtag.
Puppet?
Right.
Puppet?
Abusive co-host.
I don't know where the term Black National Anthem came from.
A white liberal woman.
Probably. I mean, it's been going on now for a few years. I remember when that first came out. And when you phrase it as the Black National Anthem, I don't like it. When you say, hey, play this song, I like the song. The song is good.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. A Black National Anthem, we don't need another national. We have a national anthem. I think every American agrees with that. But again, it just goes back to my previous comment. When you put it in the frame of the NFL, which is a political organization doing political things, and somehow all of a sudden they're the first one to launch the Black National Anthem before a sporting event, it creates a narrative, right? And then that narrative gets spun. And, you have to ask yourself, is this on purpose? Is this on accident? How did this happen? And who keeps propagating it? And why has it become conversation? Because, conversation is stoked, right? It's created. And social media is, like, oh, find out what's trending. Well, trending is bullshit. Trends are created. They're not. I mean, there might be real trends, but you're not seeing the real trends.
He's like, trends are bought, like Beyonce's country album Grammy.
Trends are bought.
David, is it okay if I quickly tell my pinnacle white liberal Karen story?
Because what you also remember, you left a teaser for your class, so we couldn't go to the next segment without your teaser being
Well,
brought back.
Justice for Puppet had just said, who is all of this orchestrated by? And we all sort of in unison was like, is this a white liberal Karen? All of this whole thing, right? A giant psyop. Do you guys remember that viral documentary? It's called Deconstructing Karen, of these women who literally charge white women to go to a sit-down dinner and just get ripped new assholes about their white privilege and white supremacy. Okay, no, you guys have to look it up. It's bananas. I'm not even kidding. This is a real thing.
In Am I a Racist? In Daily Wire.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, it's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Literally, they sit around a dinner table and just get chewed out about how they have all this internalized, like how they're just bad and everything they've ever done is wrong and the whole thing, right? So I had the director on my show. And here's my thing with these Karens, okay? It was an eye-opening experience to say the least. Like, I do what I do, and I'm like, listen, it's your art, it's your work, let's hear about it. Like, am I gonna make CRT my hill to die on? No, lady. And, she wasn't having that. But here's the thing with these people, right? Is I really think a lot of them, we call them a cult, all this. I think that they genuinely believe this. Like after talking to her, I think that they genuinely in their being think they are doing the right thing. And the crazy thing is, no matter how many Black people, Latinas, allies, tell them like, lady, we didn't ask. Like, again, you lost the plot. They continue and persist on. It is the craziest thing with their blinders on. So they really think they are doing the Lord's work by these people. So my kind of toss out to the panel with that is, aside from just saying you guys are all lunatics, deranged cultists, like how do we actually get through to them when they genuinely think that they are the Messiah?
It takes forever. It literally takes forever. That is one thing that I've tried so hard, and I know Allie has done too in a lot of spaces. You're not going to be able to win hearts and minds by being divisive or not listening, right? And already forming an argument when she is yelling at you and calling you whatever the case may be. But you have to meet her somewhere on something that you can find in common, and then you build. And it is slow.
It's
as
slow process.
molasses, but you will get there after a lot of time. And you've got to build a trust, because for so long, these women have, they've been programmed to think we are the evil ones, we are the bad ones, and they believe it. Just like, it happens on our side too. It's wild, but as long as you go into it thinking, all right, I'm going to win over her heart and mind. How am I going to do this? Let's connect on something for her. And then you just take baby steps. But then don't be, you're not a conspiracy theorist, right? You're a factist, right? So make sure that you come prepared, right? With your facts ready to go, because they will jump on them. But as long as you have them prepared and ready to go, it will snowball.
I have a controversial answer to the question.
Oh
Lord.
And I'm going to use a metaphor here, and then I'm going to explain the metaphor. I think the way you solve it is a really hard banging with a giant penis.
Puppet?
Yeah, I know, Dave.
Puppet, are you all right?
Agreed.
Metaphor, Dave. It's a metaphor.
Puppet, are you okay?
He's like, give him an experience they can't forget.
Puppet?
Understood. I think that you're understood, Puppet.
You gotta give him something else to think about. And, that's difficult.
That's what happens when it's soy beta males, though.
That's right. They got too much time on their hands and not enough problems, but let them work on that.
Puppet, you all right?
You all right?
David's face, how red it is. I've never seen it like this.
Dave,
well, it's probably my blood pressure from the whiskey.
Didn't you say that we're no longer have to be PC because we're on our own?
No, We still have an audience that anyway, whatever.
Oh, the audience likes this.
They love us.
So
Hey,
listen,
the audience like this better.
So, all right. So here's the deal. There's two things I want to do because we're out of time, but we're just having fun here.
I could have said it a lot worse. In my head, I had a much better way to say it.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say any word that started with any other letter besides P. So,
yes, I had lots of it.
So we have to celebrate two achievements tonight. One, I don't have video for, but Savvy has a bill now sponsored and co-sponsored in Georgia because of her advocacy there. So she's kicking butt and taking names, and we're proud of you for that. And our own Allie Leger. And by the way, that's what I named her, Taylor. Her real name is far less interesting.
Actually, Leger came from my army days, bro. Like,
oh, so now you're going to take that away from me.
Yeah, she's taking away. I mean, how many times have we said this story where you basically said your name's not this, but you
I turned it off. It's not going to work. You can't make hearts on my screen anymore. I turned it off.
Why? That is so mean.
Yeah.
That's what we would do at the end of the show.
No, because Trump behind me has his thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
And so the entire show, this little thumbs up bubbles would keep popping up.
Adorable.
Well,
no, he has ADHD. He would not be able to focus.
but hang on now. So now here's I want to celebrate Allie's achievement as well because this was the first time she's been at the White House, even though she's going in tomorrow. Check it out.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. With my action this afternoon, we're putting every school receiving taxpayer dollars on notice that if you let men take over women's sports teams or invade your locker rooms, you will be investigated for violations of Title IX and risk your federal funding. There will be no federal funding. So this will effectively end the attack on female athletes at public K-12 schools and virtually all U.S. colleges and universities. I don't think we've missed anything, but if we do, we'll make it up very.
Look at Allie back there. It's right behind President Trump. Right next to Riley Gaines. She kept looking at her too. She's like, whatever Riley Gaines does, I'm going to do. She's clapping. I'm clapping.
And the coolest thing about it is all those clips that went viral. There's Allie right there. And you're like, that's
awesome.
I know.
Every single one. There's Allie's just gorgeous beaming face.
Oh, thank you. Guys, I mean, that was so surreal.
So cool. Congrats, Allie. That's awesome.
There was so much hard work went into getting that even passed in the House. You have no idea. I mean, the phone calls, I've literally called all of Congress maybe 6 times over the last, I don't know, year. It's probably more than that, but there's 400 of them. So I do it all the time and it's so frustrating, but that was just a culmination of hard work earned, right? Like, yes, it's an executive order and it can be overturned with the next president, which is why we need to get on the phones and actively petition the Senate to take up this bill and make it a federal law, because why should we acquiesce to men who think that they're women? That's stupid. Even my 9-year-old is like, mommy, that doesn't make any sense. So it is what it is. But yeah, I was excited to be there. Thanks, Moms for America, and for being National Director of Civic Engagement. It's what I do day to day. It's what I've been doing for 10 years. And I never would have thought I would be at the White House, let alone going again. So
tomorrow.
We're so proud of you, Allie.
That's amazing, Allie. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. We're all humbled to be in your presence this evening.
Yes,
I'm humbled, you guys.
What a
Thank you.
huge, I mean, one of the things when I interviewed Riley that struck me is she talked about like all of the countless tireless days and nights, her whole life training, everything she sacrificed. She's like, I wasn't out having fun on nights and weekends and at summer camp. I, slaved away, and all of that for a biological man and then the way it went down, as you know, down to the second, just the whole thing. And so to reclaim that power, and I'm so not a woman to be like pull the woman card, but that's true. Like, female
It's
power.
redemption.
Sorry.
It's redemption.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you sit there and talk about women's safety and talk about how much you care about women's rights, and you turn around and allow men to make decisions for women while you're screaming F the patriarchy. It doesn't make any sense.
Misogyny at its finest.
Pick a lane.
Completely. Completely.
So
Swimming.
I'm glad it happened.
This ain't it. Yeah.
Nope.
List liberal care in politics in a nutshell, right? It doesn't make any sense.
Nope. And it doesn't have to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like none of it. Nope. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome, Allie.
Yeah, good job, Allie. I can't wait to see you on TV tomorrow after it. And I, keep
I
up
don't
the good
even
work.
know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore yet.
It's well deserved, Allie. Let it happen. It is
Thank
you
you.
deserve this more than almost anybody. And I'm telling you, as someone who doesn't take compliments well either, girl, you have worked your tail off.
I did.
And to watch you be elevated and to be where you should be after all of your hard work, girl, it is incredible to watch. And
Thank you.
it really is. I'm so incredibly proud of the work that you've done and the work that you continue to do. So that is what's happening. It is your time because you have fought so hard for this and for our kids and for our girls. Like it is your moment, and just
I am definitely honored.
Yeah.
And that means a lot coming from you, Savvy. I've watched you and you have been a trailblazer too. So it means a lot. I like that us as women in this MAGA America First conservative movement are allowed to, we give each other permission to be who we are. We give each other permission to kind of like, here, girl, let me fix your crown. I love what you're doing. You keep doing it. Whatever you need help with, you let me know. So, and that's what I was going to say to you. You need help passing that bill in Georgia, girl. You know, I can 36,000
Oh, honey, don't even.
one time. Let's
I've
go.
already thought. I was like, oh well, I know who I'm calling.
Yep.
So,
And we're trying to do that in almost every state. So I have a big lift going into 26 because I'm keeping a spreadsheet. I'm telling every representative, like, look, I have a list and I'm checking it twice. If you act out, like you're gonna be replaced.
Right.
And it's not just Moms for America efforts. It's like Scott Pressler efforts. It's Charlie Kirk efforts. It's
the Rhino Removal Project.
Maha efforts. Like there are select groups out here that actually pull weight when it comes to civic engagement. So if we need stuff passed in state, whether it's to get rid of obscenities laws in our schools that keep open the sex door, or if it's to get, election integrity passed, or whatever it is, open carry passed in every state, like to help because Florida's playing games when it comes to the GOP and the illegal alien deportation nonsense that they're doing at the legislature. So we're trying to get that and help them, sign on to what Trump's initiatives are with the deportation and just allowing the sheriffs to do their damn job instead of giving it to the agricultural commissioner, which doesn't make any freaking sense. Who the hell thought of that?
Right.
Joe Gruters. Lord have mercy.
Uh-oh. Allie has a habit of getting kicked out of Florida GOP events. That we'll do that on the next show. All right, guys, listen, I'm out of time.
But yeah, sorry. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
No, really, congratulations. That's amazing. Savvy, thank you so much again, and congratulations on your big move. Taylor, so good to have you here.
Thanks for coming today.
You better come back more often because I really like having you here.
Anytime. I mean, what an honor to be in the presence of all of you. And again, even you two ladies hearing you and like Allie, the comment you made of like, I'll fix your crown. I'm thinking to myself, like, funny enough and ironically, this is what the left wants to be. Like it wishes. Like this is what it pretends to be.
That's right.
So I'm so utterly impressed. And anytime, please. And I also want to be connected with you guys offline. So we will make,
absolutely.
We'll make the magic
David,
happen.
make that connection.
I will connect everybody. Like match make. Wait. What was the other? We did
Yeah,
fit on the room?
Make me a match.
Right on cue.
Find me a find.
Catch me a catch. Anyway,
Beautiful,
yes.
beautiful.
I'm a big fiddler on the roof puppet.
Are you?
Yes.
My goodness.
All right, puppet. Well, do you have any final words before I take us out?
Yes, I do. Of course, Dave.
Of course. See, I gave you the chance now, puppet.
Thank you. Appreciate
It's
that.
your moment.
Everyone
Don't waste
knows the flea stops here.
Yes, it does. Good night, everybody. I'm going to leave you all with the national anthem in the jazzy style that described by Allie so perfectly before. And enjoy. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.
Dawn's early light, twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, was so gallant their streaming. That our flag